Addison Rae has been following in the footsteps of many celebrities before her, like her bestie Kourtney Kardashian, and has been tipping off the paparazzi about where she is so she can get a photo op that she's camera ready for. Most notably, this took place during Addison's recent trip to New York for her appearance on Jimmy Fallon, which was heavily documented by the paparazzi. A source told Page Six that her team has been tipping off the paparazzi about her whereabouts, which is a page out of the Kardashians' handbook, and not just the Kardashians' handbook, like literally any celebrity before her. Also, she's not the only influencer to do this. I mean, anytime you see TikTokers or influencers being photographed at Saddle Ranch or Boa, like they're there because they know the paparazzi's going to be there. But why people think this is a little bit more calculated is where Addison was spotted in New York City. So it's interesting that Addison got so much coverage during her New York trip because she was staying at a hotel that the paparazzi doesn't swarm like the Mercer or the Greenwich. It was actually a lesser known hotel that was kind of off the beaten path. But still, she was snapped all over town, which is why sources are telling Page Six that this was entirely planned. Also, every time Addison was shot in New York City, she never looked like she rolled out of bed or she wasn't ready for the camera. She was fully dressed in a new style each time, flashing her signature style and throwing peace signs at the camera. So this is vastly different from any time we ever see Addison where she doesn't want to get photographed, which also happens and is the right to any celebrity when they go somewhere they don't expect the paparazzi to be at, like maybe the gym or maybe, leaving to get a cup of coffee. Addison was like ready for the paparazzi, but also she had just gone through her breakup with Bryce Hall that was just publicly announced. Of course, Addison wants the paparazzi showing how fabulous she's looking. She's promoting her new music. I mean, this does make a lot of sense to me, whether it was calculated or not. So this information that Addison's team has been tipping off the paparazzi about her New York whereabouts is interesting, especially when you consider all the backlash that Addison received recently for being photographed using a face shield instead of a face mask during that trip while greeting fans. Addison got dragged on Twitter for this look as critics compared her face shield to a candy scooper, an oversized wine glass, and a hairspray shield. The CDC has said that a face shield should never be used as a replacement for a face mask, which is why Addison received so much backlash in the first place. But of course, I totally get the face shield. It looks like she had just gotten her makeup done and she was heading to something, so she probably didn't want to mess up her makeup. I always have to reapply lipstick when I go on camera after I come here with my face mask on, so I get it. But yes, it's not setting the best example to her fans, as that is not a replacement for a face mask. So something else that's also interesting, it seems like it was really just that New York trip that perhaps Addison's team had told the paparazzi to cover her and follow her, and I totally get why she wanted to get that press. But recently, Addison was just photographed leaving a private party at the Nice Guy in West Hollywood with club promoter DJ and also Kylie Jenner's best friend, Nick Baya. So Addison was in no mood to smile at the pops, and she even covered her face and body with a black jacket, but you could still see her pink sweats, which she was seen wearing earlier on her Instagram stories. So it's hard to tell if she was leaving the party with Zach or if maybe he was just escorting her to her car. Fans seem upset by this photo, as the top comment on TikTok Room's post of these shots are, quote, "Addison, no," and also, "She knows she's wrong, LMAO," and also, "This is embarrassing." So I'm curious what you guys think about this. Do you think that her team is tipping off the paparazzi? And what do you think about that recent shot with her and Zach? So let's see what you guys think about this situation. Caitlin Rose Johnson, hello to you. Addison, love her. Whoa, oh my God, that's so cool. Caitlin Rose Johnson says she went to high school with Addison Rae. That is very cool, Caitlin. Hopefully she watches this and sees that you say hi and you give a shout out to her. And again, nothing but love for Addison Rae. I totally get why she's doing what she's doing. I mean, she is really having a moment. She's making the most of this moment. She, had her hit song come out. She's a record coming out soon. So a lot of exciting things in Addison's future. I mean, her movie is going to hit Netflix any day now. Like, this is really, I get why she is looking her best for the paparazzi. I mean, who wouldn't? Who blames her for this? This makes a lot of sense. Brian says, it goes where breakup lead. Okay, something about Charlie Jordan. Okay, oh yeah, so that's the TV show. So yes, Charlie Jordan and Taylor Holder's that Triller TV show is coming soon where you can learn more about that. Alyssa says, terrible. She should stay safe instead of using a wine glass mask. Yeah, people are still not over that face shield, and I get it, because it's not setting a good example, especially when she was doing a meet and greet with fans. Definitely please wear a face mask when you're out in public during this time. A face shield or a giant wine glass does not suffice. Also, I don't know if you guys heard, Jimmy Fallon recently apologized to all the creators that weren't included in Addison Rae's dance. He recently had all the creators appear via Zoom on his show last night, so that's very exciting, but a lot of people are saying that it was too little too late. So hopefully a big lesson was learned from this all around. Caitlin Rose Johnson says, I don't know why people were making a big deal about the clear mask thing. At least she was still being cautious. That's very true, Caitlin. You're right. At least she was trying to cover her face to some capacity, even though the CDC says it's not right. Brian says, it's social media right now, it's so toxic and the haters just want to know everything about how we feel. Yeah, Brian, that's a really great point. That I do feel that happens a lot. I feel like people are very active. They're very loud on social media. There's a lot of haters on social media. I get it. I get random people all the time, like adding me or like responding on my Twitter. And it's like, come on, like spread love, not hate at all. I think that, Addison deserves nothing but love. I'm curious if this photo op, if why she was covering herself up when she was leaving Nice Guy with Zach, if that was maybe a little telling that she didn't want to be spotted with Zach for some reason. My guess with that situation is, Zach is friends with Kylie. Perhaps they were going to hang out with the Kardashians. Like, that's very likely. Like, that could have been the situation. I just based on solely the body language of that photo, I didn't think anything romantic was going on. I think she just probably didn't want to be seen out, or also didn't want people to assume anything, but then it ended up being a bigger deal because it looked like she was hiding it. So that is very true. Hello, Oliver. Hello, Marcella. Hello to you guys. It's so great to see you here on Hollywire. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day and a wonderful, wonderful day. Yeah, so I'm curious about what you guys are thinking about the situation. So yeah, I think it's great to see Addison out and about. I really hope we see more of it. I'm really excited about her new music. I think she'll be releasing new music soon. She's been very active on social media. And also, like, no shade to her. If she is, like this Page 6 article saying, that she's tipping off the paparazzi, like, as I said earlier, almost every celebrity tips off the paparazzi or goes to a place to be caught by the paparazzi to some extent. So I really don't think Addison deserves to be dragged by this. And I think even if her team did tip off the paparazzi, like, good for her. Like, she should be getting as much press as possible, especially when she's in a new city like New York. Also, I don't know about this, but Addison really seemed at home in New York City. This is now her second time that we've seen her in the city since she's become in the spotlight, or maybe third time, because there was Fashion Week, there was the time she went with Kourtney, there was this most recent time for her Jimmy Fallon appearance. I wouldn't be surprised if Addison might pull a Taylor Swift and might relocate to New York. I mean, she's been wearing that I Heart New York shirt a lot. Could happen.